Welcome to Next Gen Infomania. Smart news for a smarter generation. Delivering truth with clarity, telling every story with integrity, and bringing the world to your screen. One headline, one voice, one unwavering commitment to journalism that informs, inspires, and empowers. The world around you is changing, and fast. Right now, big moves in finance, amazing science breakthroughs, tech shakeups, and crypto tremors are all coming together. And guess what? They're set to reshape your world, how you handle your money, and what your future looks like. We've got 20 crucial updates, backed by expert insights, all boiled down to what you absolutely need to know. No fluff, just the facts. Let's dive in. Global growth forecasts slashed amid trade turmoil. Major financial institutions have just cut their global GDP growth forecasts for the rest of 2025 and into 2026. Why the grim outlook? It's mainly down to sudden shifts in U.S. trade policy and the unpredictable new tariffs hitting big players like China. Inflation paradox, services cool, goods heat up. We're seeing something pretty weird with inflation. While the cost of services in major G5 economies has dropped the most since early 2022, the inflation for physical goods is actually creeping up. It's the highest it's been in a year. So, while some cost pressures are easing, new ones are popping up.
U.S. economy flashes. Warning signs, slowdown imminent. After holding up surprisingly well, the U.S. economy is now showing clear signs it's slowing down. In fact, Q1 2025 even saw GDP shrink. Economists are now talking about a potential sharp slowdown for the rest of the year, and recession risks are back on the table. Global sanctions, inflation easing, but complexity skyrockets. Here's an interesting one. The rate at which new individuals and companies are being hit with global sanctions actually slowed a bit in early 2025. But, and it's a big but, the sanctions themselves are getting way more complex and varied. Lao PDR economic growth softens amid debt and inflation pressures. The economy in Laos, which did pretty well in services and resources in 2024, is looking at softer growth in 2025, around 3.5%. They're dealing with ongoing double-digit inflation, which eats away at what people can buy, and hefty debt repayments are peaking, putting a strain on public money. Mars Perseverance rover uncovers more evidence of ancient water. NASA's Perseverance rover is still hard at work in Jezero crater on Mars. And get this, recent drill samples from ancient rocks show they had a lot of interaction with water billions of years ago. This just adds more weight to the idea that Mars might have once been a planet that could support life. Fusion energy breakthrough. France inaugurates GenF project, big news from France. Thales and several research partners have kicked off the GenF project in Bordeaux. Their goal? To develop an inertial confinement nuclear fusion reactor. This is a pretty big step towards using fusion as a safe, plentiful, and low-carbon way to make energy. New class of nanostructured materials can pull water from thin air. Scientists have stumbled upon something amazing. A new type of nanostructured material that can actually pull water vapor straight from the air and collect it. This could be a game changer for getting fresh water in dry parts of the world. Missing link in early Martian water cycle discovered. Astronomers think they've filled a big gap in our understanding of Mars's ancient water cycle. Specifically, they're figuring out how water might have seeped down from the surface to form underground aquifers. This could really change how we picture early Mars. Genes linked to obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, identified. This is a huge step forward for psychiatric research. A massive study, looking at over 2 million people, has pinpointed 250 genes linked to obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. It's the first time specific genes have been solidly connected to the condition. AI's voracious energy appetite. Data centers could consume half their power for AI soon. Hold on to your hats. If things keep going as they are, AI processing could soon be guzzling as much as half of all the power used by data centers. The rapid growth of AI is actually outpacing how fast we're building renewable energy, and that's raising some serious environmental red flags. ILO report, 1 in 4 jobs exposed to generative AI transformation, not annihilation. A new study from the International Labor Organization, ILO, and Poland's NASK has some interesting findings. While about 25% of jobs worldwide could be affected by generative AI, it's more likely that tasks within those jobs will change, rather than the jobs disappearing completely. Clerical jobs seem to be the most exposed. Quantum computing commercialization race heats up. Over $1 billion invested in Q1 2025. Private investment in quantum computing absolutely rocketed in the first quarter of 2025, hitting over $1.2 billion. That's a 125% jump from last year. It shows there's growing confidence that this tech is getting closer to being commercially useful, with some investors thinking practical uses are just a few years off. The industrial metaverse. More than just games, it's reshaping factories. The metaverse isn't just for games and hanging out online anymore, it's becoming a key piece of tech for industry. Projects like 5G Metaverse are all about using augmented and virtual reality, powered by next-gen networks, to optimize how factories run, provide remote help, and improve how humans and machines work together. UK electricity meter, switch off sparks, energy insecurity fears. Around 300,000 homes in Great Britain, mostly in rural spots, could face problems with their heating and hot water. The old radio teleswitch service, RTS, that controls some of these systems is being switched off starting June 30, 2025. Ethereum's Fusaka upgrade aims for massive scalability boost by late 2025. After the Pectra upgrade, Ethereum is now getting ready for Fusaka. This is a hard fork, expected in late 2025, and it's a big deal. It'll bring in something called PeerDAS and Verkle trees, which are designed to massively boost how well rollups can scale, cut down fees, and make it easier for people to run nodes with less powerful hardware. Cetus DEX reportedly suffers $200 million exploit. This is a tough blow for DeFi security. Cetus DEX, a decentralized exchange, has reportedly been hit by a massive exploit. We're hearing losses could be around $200 million. The exact details of how the attack happened are still coming out. Ripple Tech adopted by Zand Bank and Mamo for payments. Interesting news on the adoption front. Zand Bank and a fintech firm called Mamo are reportedly using Ripple's technology for their payment solutions. This shows there's still ongoing effort to use blockchain for things like cross-border transactions and making payment systems more efficient. Virtual world NFTs still dominating OpenSea. Other side, Sandbox lead the pack. Even though the broader NFT market has cooled off a bit, virtual world NFT projects are still doing big business. Think Yuga Labs' Otherdeed for Otherside and the Sandbox lands. They're still seeing a lot of trading and high prices on marketplaces like OpenSea as of May 2025. Could the explosion of Layer 2s break Ethereum? So, Layer 2 solutions are super important for helping Ethereum scale, right? But now, there's a growing worry that because so many of them are popping up so fast, they could actually overwhelm Ethereum's data capacity, what they call blobs, even with planned upgrades like Pectra and Fusaka. Some analysts are warning that even if L2 transactions increase tenfold, fees could still become too high. 20 huge shifts, 20 expert perspectives. The world isn't slowing down, and your understanding of it can't afford to either. These aren't just news items. They're the pieces that are building your tomorrow. If you want to stay ahead, to really get a grip on the forces shaping your money, your health, your tech, and the digital frontier, then make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. We break down the developments that matter, so you're never caught off guard. What was the most shocking headline for you? Let us know in the comments below. The future is being built by these fast-paced changes. From the complexities of global finance to the edges of space, from the code that drives AI to the blockchains building new economies, knowledge is your most powerful tool. We'll be back next week, tracking the latest, making sense of the data, and giving you the insights you need. Until then, stay informed, stay critical, and stay prepared.
Thanks for watching NextGen Infomania. please like, comment, and subscribe our YouTube channel. See you soon.